kind of challenged the idea that's been out there that, well, in the UFC, you can have a loss and still be in big fights. And in boxing, if you lose your O, that's it for you.
Yes.
No more big
I
fights.
think some of the great fights are from people who aren't undefeated. You know, there's always been a fallacy, if you like, that being undefeated is the be all and end all. And if you lose your O, look, if you're a young fighter, if you have great promotion behind you, great profile, and you lose, it's never great. It's never great for you personally, it's never great for the profile, it's certainly never great for the resume, but fans respect it if you're in the fights that people want to see. And that's why when you look at Joshua's resume, to take a defeat, especially to take a defeat to Alexander Usyk, who's a pound for pound, arguably now number one, you should be applauded for taking that fight. So many times in history, when a mandatory challenger gets called on you, like Alexander Usyk, you vacate the belt. In fact, people were saying to me, he's mad, he should vacate the belt. What's that? What? And like, look at Oscar de la Hoya. Oh, he should never have fought Bilal. That was ridiculous. Should have taken a much easier fight. What? I mean, you're a promoter. You shouldn't be saying that. At least lie to the fans if you don't want to make great fights. But I want to make great fights, and that's why I like working with people like Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez. Because after the Usyk fight, I said to AJ, "What do you want to do?" And he said, "What do you mean? Exercise a rematch clause now." When Canelo lost to Bivol, I said, "What do you want to do?" He said, "Rematch Bivol." I said, "Look, we've got a contract with Gennady Golovkin. Let's do that, and then we'll fight Bivol." Okay, but reluctantly, really, because they're winners. So it's a blessing to be involved with those.
Are those the type of fighters you like working with, fighters that want to take on challenges? I'm thinking specifically right now about Bam Rodriguez, who had a huge win.
Unbelievable.
Stepped up to take on Carlos Cuadras, up in weight. Recently just took on a former world champion that had beat Estrada, had beat Chocolatito.
These fighters are so good to work because I know there isn't a fight that Jesse Rodriguez last year would not accept. I don't even have to ask him. I just have to go to the opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, you have a responsibility as a promoter to guide a fighter in the correct way. Bam's 22. Like, who isn't talking about Bam Rodriguez right now in boxing? But there's a bigger world out there. You know, we talk about Spence Crawford and those kind of things. We have to grow these fighters and grow their profiles so that the casual market wants to watch them fight. And that's a tough job to do with a super flyweight, but not a tough job when you're talking about someone as good as Jesse Rodriguez.